Why did Thawne really get mad at Cisco for creating the cold weapon? At first glance, the answer seems obvious. The weapon could harm or even kill Barry, and that's an obvious problem because Thawne needs Barry alive in order to return to his own time. But I actually think his anger goes much deeper than that. I think part of what truly made Thawne angry was losing control. Think about it. For nearly 15 years, Thawne had been carefully monitoring and somewhat controlling the timeline to make sure Barry becomes the Flash and eventually helps him get home. Every move, every interaction, every manipulation was calculated, and that only works if nothing unexpected interferes. So when Cisco secretly creates a weapon capable of neutralizing speedsters, a weapon Thawne didn't know existed, it immediately becomes a threat to the entire plan. And it's not even really because of the weapon itself. It's more because of the fact that it represents an unpredictable variable. And that's dangerous for someone like Thawne. You have to remember, Thawne's plans work because variables are usually either predictable or already known to him. That's why he had cameras everywhere. That's why he constantly monitored the people around him. That's why he interfered whenever someone started disrupting the timeline he was trying to maintain. Look at some of the things he was willing to do just to preserve control. Killing Simon Stagg, killing Mason Bridge, killing Cisco in the alternate timeline, even threatening to kill Iris just to stop Joe from investigating Nora's murder. Every single one of those moments comes back to the same thing, control. Because Thawne understands something most people refuse to. He's no longer in the original timeline, meaning if he loses control over this version of history, he loses the advantage of already knowing what's supposed to happen when he can no longer predict the outcome, and once that happens, he can't stay 10 steps ahead anymore. That's also why Gideon is so important to him. He constantly checks in with her because he needs updates on timeline changes. He even tells her to alert him whenever anything shifts.
The future remains intact, Dr. Wells.
If anything changes, alert me immediately.
Of course, Doctor.
He's obsessed with staying informed because information is control, and without that control, he'd likely have to rely far more heavily on speed thinking to navigate problems in real time. But here's the issue with that. His speed is limited, which means he can't afford to constantly tap deeper into his powers trying to adapt to unexpected variables. I think another reason the cold weapon terrified him was because it wasn't just dangerous for Barry, it was dangerous for him too. Imagine Thawne out fighting Barry. One calculation is off, his speed cuts out for even a moment, and suddenly Cisco, Joe, or someone else uses the cold weapon on him. Now his entire plan collapses. And this is why I think one detail in particular matters. When Barry needs rescuing and Cisco goes to save him, Thawne never gives Cisco a more efficient way to retrieve the weapon. That's interesting, because if protecting Barry was the only concern, Thawne logically should have had Cisco secure the weapon as fast as possible. But he doesn't, which makes me think Thawne decided he just needed time. Time to study the timeline, time to calculate outcomes, maybe even time to make small adjustments to ensure the weapon wouldn't ultimately interfere with his plans. And that's what makes Thawne such a complex character. At first glance, this scene just looks like him trying to keep Barry safe, but once you really think about it, it becomes clear that this is also about Thawne desperately trying to maintain control over a timeline that's constantly threatening to spiral beyond his reach. And as we all know it, without control, Thawne loses everything. That wraps it up for today's video. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.